Hey y'all, it's Agape with Agape Goddess Tarot. So I've already pre-shuffled the cards as well as the spread just to eliminate taking up too much time. So automatically, I'm getting here that you are a person who has gone through a lot with relationships. Um, you're a person who could have possibly gone through a lot of painful and hurtful relationship in your past. Maybe even being cheated on, but just overall getting the short end of the sticks out of relationships. But one thing I can say is that in spite of, you still show up to give love. You still show up in your fullest ability to participate in relationships and connections. So the problem with the present relationship that you have is that you have a person who is immature. Um, Whoever this person is that you're dealing with right now, this person is not necessarily on your level. This person doesn't necessarily have the relationship experience nor the emotional maturity that you may have. This person could be a person that's, just about a lot of fun and games and doesn't really take things as serious. Um, I don't even know if this person actually fully truly believes in love and like a strong relationship the way that you do. um this person could be here just for the lightweight feeling of love, like the puppy love feeling, and just, you know once you pass that stage, then you might start running into problems because this person doesn't have the emotional capability to fully indulge in and go deep into the areas of love that you're actually desiring. I'm seeing that you feeling very pessimistic about the situation, like you beginning to lose hope in it. Like, there's not a happiness in the relationship. There's not you may be beginning to see things be more illuminated to you for what they actually are. Like, this person is not actually who you thought they were. They're not who they pegged themselves out to be. And as this is being more illuminated to you now, you're starting to feel like, you don't even know if this situation is going to work. So you're coming off as the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a woman who is strong. She's stable. She's dependable. She's about her business. She in her bag. So I'm seeing that you could have, a good job. You may run a business where you're making good income, but you're a person who's stable. You're a person who can run and manage a household, even if you do it alone. But you're coming off as that queen. You're coming off as a person who, this could be a fairly new situation, a fairly new relationship with the Ace of Pentacles here. Something that you recently started. And I'm seeing that you came in giving a lot. You came in giving a lot of love, giving a lot of support, giving a lot of reassurance, giving a lot of just giving, 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 giving. You came in the door in this relationship just pouring out, pouring out, pouring out. But I need you to understand that love is not always about giving, giving, giving so much. If you're a woman, a part of being in that feminine nature is to receive. You have to be comfortable in receiving, because I'm seeing that so much giving, 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 you're not realizing that it's actually taking away from your strength. It's actually burning you out. It's actually, taking so much away from you, because you can't pour so much of anything without it becoming empty. And I'm seeing that this situation, this relationship is kind of running you dry. It's kind of draining you dry. It's kind of leaving you empty. Like, and a lot of times we get in the mindset to where if we give a particular thing, then we'll get a particular thing back. But you're starting to see it's being more and more illuminated to you with the sun here, that you're giving in this situation and you are waiting on a return for the things that you've given, and you're not getting it, or you not getting it fast enough. But 9 times out of 10, you won't get it back because this person is immature. This person is a page. You're a queen. You sit up on a throne. This person takes things and sees things lightly. This person is immature. This person is like a boy to you. This is like, I don't know if this person is actually younger in age, but this person is definitely coming up as someone who is beneath you in terms of maturity, you know, definitely emotional maturity. This person is much younger than you. You know, you've had more obstacles and more things in life that has made you open your eyes and have greater and deeper understanding of things. This person hasn't been through all of that. Like, this person may have been someone who's going through relationship, and when it start getting rough and when it start getting tough, this person out the door. You know, you're a person who, you're loyal. You want that stability, you want that security, and you're willing to also give it to receive it back. But understand that in your femininity, you don't have to give anything to receive that. You're already deserving of it. You're already deserving to receive all of the things that you desire. You don't have to work for it. And I'm seeing that you're a person who's been doing a lot, feeling like that's gonna cause you to gain a lot, but you're not. So subconsciously, what you may not realize is that you have a fear of being alone. Or you may realize it, but you don't like to be alone. You haven't taken much time, even in between relationships. With the Nine of Cups, you've been through a rough time. Nine of Cups, you see, as he, I meant to say, I'm sorry, not Cups, Nine of Wands, as he has the bandage on his head, he's still ready for battle. He's still ready to go. You know what I'm saying? He's still ready to face on whatever, even banged up, bruised up. You know, there comes a time when you go through things. Any relationship that you in, you should always take a time to sit alone, just for, even if it's just for a little while, to come back to yourself. When we're in relationships, and we're in the stage of giving so much of ourselves, there comes a time when we have to be alone to start to pour back into ourselves, to renew ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves, rebuild ourselves, and come into that place of where we truly evaluate the last situation and scenario that we just came out of. What did I learn from this? Did I learn anything from this? What can I take from this? What did this situation show me about me? What did this relationship teach me that I need to pay more attention to, that I need to pay less attention to? What do I actually want? What do I actually need? What do I actually desire? Those are the moments of introspection that we should all take time, especially after we come out of a relationship, and even more so if that relationship was toxic or it was hurtful or it was damaging and we poured a lot into it. We have to take that time for self-care and giving back into ourselves and giving to ourselves. So I'm seeing that you have a choice. You may be faced with, okay, this gets a little different here. So there may be another person. You may have chosen this person over another person who was the candidate for a relationship. Either that, or you've chosen this person over being alone. So it's one of the two. But the road that you chose is basically what you're used to. You're comfortable with a certain scenario. You're comfortable with a certain dynamic within a relationship. And whatever this is that you've chosen that comfortable dynamic, in opposed to you choosing the healthier dynamic, because there's a level to that other dynamic being unknown or being something new or something different. I don't know if you had an option between one man and another man, and you chose this man, this childish man, because he may be more the type of guy that you go for, more the type of guy that makes you feel more safe. I see that you may have a need to be in control or on top of situations, but understand that that is a bit of masculine energy. And if you're choosing mates and scenarios and situations that you feel like you can be on top of and you can be in kind of in control of, then you're taking a masculine role, which means you can't expect a man to also show up in a very masculine role and be very safe and secure and providing, and be that stable masculinity that you need, be that leader, because it seems as though you're focused on having the upper hand or being more of in that leading role in situation, but it's because you fear being hurt, you may fear that vulnerability that comes along with femininity to actually allow a man to lead you. But if you don't come into that vulnerability and that femininity, you're not going to find this masculine, protective, providing, strong sense of security in a man and in a relationship that I see you desire, but you're not you're not in full alignment with that deep femininity that you have within yourself, of actually being able to receive and be vulnerable and comfortable in that receiving from a very masculine man. So you've made a decision in this situation to choose something that you're more familiar with the dynamics, so that you won't be in a place of vulnerability facing the unknown. And I'm seeing that in a situation there may be a bit of lack. You may be carrying a lot of financial weight within the situation, and it's kind of throwing your home life off kilter. It's like like I said, you're being drained in more sorts than one. You being drained of love, of your energy, of your goodness, of your kindness, and you're also being drained of your finances. So you're getting the short end of the stick all the way around. And your advice from spirit is to pour that love within yourself, to begin to view things through a lens of your intuition with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very intuitive, and she's very mild-mannered, meek, and humble, and she has great understanding and great emotional understanding. So spirit could be urging you to come to a place to where you begin to understand more of the love that you need to give to self. Come to understand and view things through a lens of your intuition, to know when something is in alignment with you and when something is not. And the more you begin to give to yourself and feed into yourself and love yourself, you will definitely find that there are some things and some aspects about you that need to be put to death. They need to be put to rest. And I'm clearly seeing that the way you go from situation to situation, you're bringing along something with you that is ready to die. You have to come in a place to where you know and you speak your truth, and you also act on the things that are true to you. It's not true to you, or it's not being true to self, to give unconditionally and to drain yourself dry with these lost hopes of receiving the same in return. That's not how you get it. So there's a need for you to begin to act more on your truths. And what that looks like is, if someone is not deserving of something, then don't pour into the situation. Don't give into a situation that's undeserving just because you have wishful hopes, dreams, and thinking that is going to be returned to you, because it's only going to leave you weak. It's only going to leave you questioning your self-esteem, questioning your self-worth, questioning what you deserve, questioning you deserve all that you desire. But these situations that are unreciprocal are leaving you weak. It's just like if you have a battery that's dead on a phone. That battery of that phone is dead. It has nothing to give. So you plug in a charger to charge the battery. The battery is not giving anything into the charger, which is the power source. The battery is only receiving. So in situations when you find people who are of this stature, who are beneath you, who don't have much to give, you become the giver to those dead batteries. But what do you do when you need to be charged? What do you do when you need to be poured into? What do you do when your cup runs dry? What do you do when you need encouragement, when you need uplifting, when you need financial support? What do you do, and who do you turn to? You want to have someone who you can reciprocate everything that you give. You want to be with someone who you're sure can give those things back. It's not about buying love. It's not about giving to the point that makes you feel you're good enough. You're good enough already. You're worth it already. You're deserving already, even before you ever give anything. But most of all, and most importantly, you have to begin to give this love to yourself, because if you don't, then how can you expect somebody to give you something that you're unwilling to give yourself? So the most likely outcome for this situation is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a person who speaks truth. A person who doesn't view things from a lens of all of that mushy and emotional stuff and this and that and the other. A King of Swords has logic as well as intuition. So there needs to be a balance within the way that you perceive things and the way that you see things. A King of Swords does not mind severing things that are connected to him that does no longer serve him. And this is what you have to do. This is the place that you'll have to take, is to basically begin to take charge of your own love life and your own situation. I'm also going to pull a couple of oracle cards here to get further clarity of the tarot, or just for the enlightenment, instructions, warnings, messages. Yeah, so be confident in yourself and know that you'll be okay, even if that means you're by yourself. Because you're never fully alone. You have spirit, you have your respect. Oh my gosh. So the respect card just came out. It says respect. You value everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. Okay, so understand that everybody don't love like you love. Everything that you put out may not necessarily be what you get in return. People do what people do. People do what serves them. People love how they know how to love. So the way you view love, you're very selfless. You're very giving, even to your own detriment at times. You have a good heart. But also, don't be oblivious to the fact that some of your giving also has a secret intent. You don't want to be alone. You fear being alone. Don't fear being alone, because it's in your alone times where the real you is birthed. And until you birth out the real you, you won't attract people who are truly for you, because you haven't been truly for yourself. Don't be afraid of that alone time. I myself was a person who went from relationship to relationship. I didn't give myself a break in between. And then I found myself married. And then I found myself in the midst of marriage being totally lost and just doing everything and always having consideration for other people. So there are adjacent possibilities. Don't always expect things to be the way you envision in your mind. Open up your possibilities. There are more options out here for you. This person is not the last man on earth. And with that, you'll receive blossoming abundance. Because right now you're being drained of your funds and your finances. But that is another perk of learning yourself, coming into yourself, following yourself, getting in tune with your spirit nature. Because it always leads you down the right path, and it leads you down a path to abundance. And that is what's in your future, abundance. Sometimes the universe can want to pour things out into us, but it won't, because of who we're connected to. So that's why your connection with self has to dictate the connections that you make with people. Because once you come in full alignment with yourself, you can then go on to make the connections that feel right for you. that reciprocate what it is that you bring to the table. Don't think for 1 second that the universe, God, spirit is going to supply something to you that you're going to share and pour out to an undeserving individual. You could be very deserving of a blessing, but your blessing will be put on the side. It'll be stored up until you're actually ready to receive it, and you don't have toxic connections or draining, unreciprocal connections that's gonna, benefit from this, because it's not for them, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing that spirit gonna do is give you something that's gonna be mistreated and used up by somebody else who's undeserving. That's how good spirit is. That spirit not gonna allow you to get used and abused. So when your abundance comes, this person is no longer gonna be here, because with this King of Swords energy, they're gonna be cut off the chopping. They're gonna be cut straight at the chopping block. You're gonna be done parted ways with this person. Surrender. I can release my need to control. One thing you cannot do is control the situation. We can never do that. Like, we find ourselves being more and more hurt, beat up, and worn out when we trying to control a situation. So, controlling the situation could look like, well, I want this person to love me like this and be like this and do this and that. So I'm going to give this and I'm going to give that. If you be real with yourself, you're not being true to you, because you're giving something that's undeserving. You're giving in a situation that doesn't make you feel good. With the sun in reverse, this situation doesn't even make you feel good, but yet you're constantly pouring into it. It doesn't make you feel good. It's weakening you. It's taking away from you. It's draining your wallet. It's draining your sense of self-worth. But you continue wanting to give. That could also be a form of control. I know that you reap what you sow. I know that is true. But understand that it may not come from the very situation that you're giving to. Your good works and your giving and your nature to give, first off, give to yourself. And then you may run into somebody or come into connection with somebody that you're on an equal vibration with, and that person will give to you. And that is what you will reap according to what you've sown. That's when you'll give. So there has to be a change. Understand that nothing can grow and evolve without movement. Things can't stay the same. You have to be willing to sometimes give back what the universe has given you. Okay, you got this person, you got this petty page. Give that page back in exchange for a king. Sometimes you have to embrace change. Change also may be associated with you sitting alone. The hermit. Your hermit card came reversed. The hermit is a person who's willing to be alone, who's willing to seek the light within themselves in order to illuminate their path. Instead of being afraid to embrace aloneness, you're not willing to connect with self. But that is where a change will come in at. The change with you connecting with self, so that you can totally embrace the good things that are coming to you. You will attract it. You will attract it with every fiber of your being that knows you. Sometimes we have to show ourselves that we're worth it. You got to take yourself out. You got to, buy flowers for yourself. You got to not be alone to be in your bed at night by yourself, And when you show yourself that you're good enough for you, then you will ultimately attract somebody who knows that you're good enough for them, and vice versa. But a change has to take place. Be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light with the world so that others can learn from you. Okay, so you're a beacon of light. You could be a person who's very influential. You may be the person who show your friends. You might have some friends that be stuck in the same type of energy, attracting the same type of clowns, attracting people that don't align with you and what you actually deserve and what you actually want and desire. You might have to be that light to your homegirls or your cousin, sister, family members, or even your daughters. You may have to be the one, or you are the one. You are that beacon of light to show others what love looks like, what self love looks like, what not settling looks like. You know what I'm saying? What self love looks like, what good self worth and good self esteem looks like. You are that beacon of light. You have that within you to shine and to be an example to other women. That's what we need amongst the womanhood. You're the answer for a lot of women. A lot of people may look up to you, or a lot of people may secretly watch you and take notes from you, because I already see you a boss. You're a queen of pentacles out here. You have it together. You're a strong woman. You're a strong person. But being in circumstances like this definitely drain your strength. So when you get ready to take your strength back, once you cut this thing short, then you're definitely going to become that beacon of light that you're meant to be. You're meant to shine bright. You're meant to exude nothing but confidence and self-worth, and along with your femininity and your sensuality, those are the things that other women will see, and you will give them hope. And with this next mate that you're going to attract, once you come into this light energy, it's going to be a person who's also of light. It's also going to be a person who's going to bring light to you, y'all going to be a beacon of light and hope for other people, that even though you've been through the wire, even though you've been bust upside the head in relationships, that you can still have love and the wholeness and the fullness of love that is supposed to be. You can still find stability in love. You can still find stability and security even in the midst of operating in your femininity, in the midst of you receiving and not always feeling like you have to give to get something. That's not how it works. And this next person that you're going to attract once you come into this beautiful light energy is going to be a person who knows that they can give unto this light and also receive this light in return. So trust yourself. Tap into yourself. Tap into that self-love. Allow all of these old energies to die off. You know, you're going to have to come full throttle with the truth and actually act on this truth that you come into. You know, you can't be afraid. You can't fear it, because you have to trust in the universe, God, your ancestors, angels, whoever it is that you pray to or who you trust in, the higher power, your higher self. You have to trust that the universe is way too abundant for you to be having to settle for a petty page. You're greater than that. You're bigger than that. You are equipped for much more than that. You're royal. You have greatness on the inside of you, and that greatness is meant to shine and also uplift others. So that is your reading. I hope that this made sense to you, and I hope that it resonates. And until next time, be sweet to yourself and others. And always remember that self-love is the best love.